Hello, folks. How we doing? Happy 4th of July weekend to all you folks in the U.S. and all you folks outside of the U.S. Let's see who we got here. Tony513, how you doing, buddy? CJP Pipe Rescue, how are you, Jim? Desert Pine Piper, another Jim. Good to see you. Cali Piper 62, how's it going, Steve? Paul the Piper, Ron H. Jason, J Mouton Pipes, good to see you. Kilted Piper Steve, how you doing, Steve? Lots of Steves and Jims tonight. Pipes, etc. Everett Young, Mr. Ikasimba, Mr. Wales, Bona Piper. Hello, Christian. Hello to everyone. Good to see you tonight. It was a hot day today. I'm sure you guys. Sure, there was a lot of hot weather, at least in the U.S. Today. It kind of built all day, and now we're starting to have a thunderstorm, and it seems like it's going to be a pretty big one. So if it's rare that I lose power, but if I do for some reason, I'll see you next week. I don't think it's going to happen, but I just wanted to. Now there's another problem. See, Yardism, hello there, Chad. Paragon Piper, George Tiedemann, Full Doddle, how you doing, Dallas? And Big Dave, Thaggeray Cornholio, Armchair Piper, hello there, Ed. And Chopper Piper, oh, lots of folks born here. Boris the Piper, good to see you, buddy. Now there is an issue that I've got with this potential lights going off thing. If you're I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but if you're an Instagram person, you'll recognize this. That is living over in my shop, and I'm not exaggerating. The thing's about this big, from tip of the leg to tip of the leg. So if the lights go off, I'm basically going to draw my legs up on top of the chair and cry until they come back on, because there's no way I'm going to walk around here in the dark. The thing's been sitting over there all day. He moves. He's alive. He moves around. I know I should just... yeah, but I think he does want the haunted bookshop. Hey, Couch is here. How you doing, buddy? Oh, you're in the basement too. It's a good place to be. DCL Sykes, Pipes and Bees. Good to see a lot of guys here. I'm gonna. This is a virtual pipe club. We don't have a guest or anything, but I was thinking maybe what I'll do is do some 4th of July trivia if you're interested. I thought it might be kind of fun. We'll just have an informal contest. The winner gets absolutely nothing, but it might be fun. Cheeseburger 79, how you doing, buddy? No, Christian, it's not a brown recluse. It's a funnel web spider. Meerschaum Mountain near 304. Good to see you, buddy. Jack Kurtz. Jack Kurtz is having haunted bookshop with some Jack Daniel honey whiskey. You got that right, Chad. If I had a shotgun handy, I would have taken him out. But I was telling Ghost Cobb on Instagram that if I kill him, I will have to actually mount his head on a plaque and hang it up. He's that big. Yeah, Boris. There you go, Boris. Yeah, honestly, as much as I'm kind of creeped out by it, I'm not afraid of the spider. It just kind of gives me the willies. But I like them because they keep other pests down, and that's a good thing. So. No, Paul, this one won't be deadly. I mean, he'd have to come along with about 1,000 of his friends to kill me, which he might do. If I disappear suddenly, you know what happened. Yeah, Ron, I'm not a fan of centipedes either. Of course, now I'm going to feel like I've got things crawling on my legs all night. The poison used to kill spiders is far worse than the spider. I agree, Jason. Kilted Piper Steve is having some English luxury and some Jack Daniel's cherry limeade. That sounds fantastic. No, Big Dave, I think there's an Australian funnel web spider that is dangerous, but the ones here in the U.S. are not. I mean, they can bite you, but the venom is pretty weak. I mean, it would probably be similar to like a bee sting, maybe. Hardcrackers 1, old style codger with velvet and a straight Willard. You know, I can't beat that. Big Dave, remember the big spider? Oh yeah, Dave, I do remember that. It was a ridiculous, ridiculous spider. Popo Piper, good to see you, buddy. Todd A is having some coffee. Oh. Christian, I think if you tried to kill this one with a shoe, he'd take the shoe off you and hit you with it. Map gas torch that. That's right, Jason, and this is neither of those. So what I've got tonight is, this is a Sam Adams porch rocker, which is a rattler? I think that's right. Yes, it's a refreshing and tangy rattler, R-A-D-L-E-R. And I had to look it up, and a rattler is like a shandy, but German. It's not bad. It's got like a lemony, limey kind of citrusy flavor to it. Hey, Mr. Ikasemba, I have not seen any Japanese beetles. I'm actually right on the Bucks County, Montgomery County border. I'm closer to like Quakertown than Malvern. Smoking cobs tonight just because it's 4th of July and these are quintessential American pipes. And I think the only, well, I got a couple of choices here, but right now I'm very predictably smoking the Haunted Bookshop. Eric, the blue collar pipe smoker, how you doing, buddy? Happy Friday and 4th of July to you. How are you enjoying that Molto Dolce? Is it to your liking there? I think it was Ron. I hope I'm remembering that right. Hey, Scotty Dashboard. Eating a hot dog is just as good as smoking a pipe. If it's a good hot dog. Yes, Everett, but I guess we wish you a belated, wasn't Canada Day? I hope I'm not making that up. Wasn't it Canada Day yesterday? Canada Day? I'm just going to shut up. All right, Eric, that sounds great. Everybody, be sure to check out Eric, the Blue Collar Pipe Smoker. Tomorrow is going to have a 4th of July special. And he's a fan of history, so I'm sure it'll be quite interesting. Canada Day on Wednesday. Okay, thanks, Everett. And while I'm doing commercials, Kilted Piper Steve, I think I got that right. He is having his 100 sub giveaway, really, really great prize, and a cool contest. So if you haven't seen his giveaway video, check it out. I think, I forget how long you're running it, Steve, but I know it's at least 2 weeks, so you got plenty of time to enter. Pipes Etc. is sitting in the pool with some Weller's Neat and a bowl of LJ Peretti London Flake and a Conmoy. Well, that sounds fantastic. Oh, cool, Couch. I'm happy to hear that. Oh yes, Jason. I'm sorry I didn't contact you about that. Yeah, I actually smoked the pipe on the show last week. It's fantastic. So thank you much, and I'll be showing it off more often. Okay, Kilted Piper Steve says that the giveaway will be running for 3 weeks. Ochoito, how you doing, my friend? And pipe time. Let's see, Ochoito is having HBS ready on a 7LE Lavat, and pipe time is Camoys cask number 4 and a GBD apple saddle with some Ranza Kappa rum neat. Sounds good. One Noggin, hello, my friend. Just cracked a tin of McBaron Symphony and homemade lemonade. And Mike Clark, happy Friday to you too. Vintage 7LE pot with Old Joe Krantz and a cold brew. No problem, Jason. No problem at all. Sorry, I should have sent you an email and it just slipped my mind. Hey Eric, you take care. Tell your dad I said happy 4th of July and we'll catch you soon. Oh, Boris the Piper's already had the 4th. Thank you, Eric. A lot of homemade lemonades out there, huh? Yeah, but don't worry, Steve. Everett's going to send you some of that M4 Kentucky. Wolf Wells having some HGL and a Peterson B42. B42 Darwin and some sweet tea. That'll change gin and tonic in a couple of hours. Understood there, Wolf Wells. This is not bad. It takes a little getting used to because it is very pretty strong lime flavor, but it's refreshing. You know, it's great for a hot day. So, what do you guys think? Should we do some trivia? I mean, I can't set off fireworks for you, so I figured we can do some trivia, and I'll try to keep score. Pipe Tree, how you doing, buddy? Yes, Scotty, Sam Adams is from Boston, that's true. But that was back in the days when they were good, solid patriots and not the cheating sons of a gun. Never mind. Takio Kimura, hello there. Kerner in a faux custom-built panel and cooking dinner now. Shrimp scampi. Sounds good, my friend. I'm having trouble seeing that one. Paddy Seo, Northwest England, having some McBaron Navy flake and a Butts chicken. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you for stopping in. Stephen Skip Kane, hello. How you guys doing? Artie's Place. Hey, how you doing, Artie? And Bobby Moog. All right, let's do some trivia. So I've got I don't know how many questions here. I doubt we'll do them all. But I got a set of multiple choice and a set of true and false, which will be less fun for this format. So what I'll do is, and I may regret trying to do this, I'll ask the question, wait until you hear all the answers before you respond, because it's multiple choice, so I'll have to give you the answers one at a time. And I will try to catch the first correct response, and I will write your name down. And you can give your response by the letter, just to make things even more difficult. Okay, first question is an easy one. The United States of America declared independence in what year? A, 1876, B, 1776, C, 1476, D, 1676. Scotty Dashboard. Scotty's got the first one. The answer is B, 1776. And did anyone answer C, 1476? That would 1976. I remember 1976. All right. So remember, try to answer with the letter. It'll just make it easier. All right. Number 2, who wrote the Declaration of Independence? A, George Washington, B, Benjamin Franklin, C, Thomas Jefferson, D, John Hancock. Popo Piper, you got it. The answer is C, Thomas Jefferson. Yeah, what's going to happen is I'm going to go through this and everybody's going to get one and there'll be no winner. Then we'll have to have a massive tiebreaker. This could go on all night. All right. Now, think about this one because the key word here is celebrate. Which city was the first to celebrate Independence Day on July 4th? A, Norfolk, Virginia, B, Washington, D.C., C, New York, New York, D, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Bobby Moog. The correct answer is D, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Lots of D's. Let's see. PBS reports the city of Philadelphia celebrated the one-year anniversary with bonfires, bells, and fireworks. Isn't that interesting? Not very different from the way we celebrate it today. All right, number 4. This is a tough one. How many people signed the Declaration of Independence? A, 32, B, 25, C, 18, or D, 56? Popo Piper gets another one. The answer is D. 56 people signed the Declaration of Independence. According to History.com, 56 men signed the Declaration of Independence. And I think I saw all 56 signed it. Where was it? Yes, Jimmy Tabacchi. It was not all of the above. Good to see you, Jimmy. All right. Question number 5. 4th of July celebrations increased heavily in the U.S. after what war? A, the War of 1812, B, the American Civil War, C, World War I, or D, World War II? Let's see. Unfortunately, I'm afraid I've lost my place here. I think if I've got this right, I believe that that one noggin has this. The answer is A, the War of 1812. Unfortunately, I did not mark where the last question ended, but I'm pretty certain I've got that right. And if not, guys, this is for nothing. So we're going to give that to one noggin. Congratulations, one noggin. KC Hooligan, good to see you. I think you came in since I last noted folk. And one noggin as well. I don't think I caught you earlier. All right. Number 6. In what year did Independence Day become a legal federal holiday? And I'm gonna mark it this time. So let's see, 6. All right. A, 1776, B, 1876, C, 1941, D, 1951. Popo Piper again. C, 1941. You're going to be hard to beat, Popo. I was surprised it was that late, actually. Congress declared the holiday in 1941. Yeah, he is fast. Or lucky. Or he's got the same quiz that I've got. I'm sure that's not the case, Popo. He's cheating by using his smart brain. Yeah. How dare he? All right. Question number 7. Where is the original Declaration of Independence kept? A, Philadelphia, PA. B, Jamestown, Virginia. C, Washington, D.C. Or D, Plymouth, Massachusetts? Popo, you got it again. The answer is C, Washington, D.C. Well, is that? Oh no, I thought the last several had been C, but it's just the last 2. All right, well, we'll see if the next one's C. Oh, this is a good one. Okay. Approximately how many fireworks displays take place across America on July 4th? And the answers are A, 1 million, B, 100,000, C, 43,000, or D, 14,000. Paragon Piper. The answer is D. 14,000. So, where are we at here? There are only about 14,000 public displays of fireworks on the 4th of July every year. So the public displays were, that's like the city puts on the display. Yeah, it does feel like it's 14,000 just in the neighborhood these days. No, it's just the official one, Scotty. If you're just counting folks setting off fireworks, it's going to be a lot more. And they started setting them off 2 weeks ago around here. All right, there's another historical one. In 1778, George Washington celebrated Independence Day by giving what to his soldiers? A, rum, B, new uniforms, C, whiskey, or D, new weapons? Popo got it. The answer is rum. He gave them double their rum allowance. So they had a drunken 4th of July, I suppose. Well, I have no idea what that rum allowance was. It might have been quite small. Oh, Christian, you'd figure it out. Rum and tobacco does equal awesome, Paragon Piper. All right, question number 10. Oh, this should be interesting. How many people travel at least 50 miles for Independence Day celebrations? A, 500,000, B, 1 million, C, 27 million, or D, 42 million? One noggin. You got it, buddy. The answer is D, 42 million. Actually, 41.9 million make a trip of nearly 1 hour every year. Oh, Paul, if you got that in sooner, I would have accepted it. Did you really? Michael Schenkel, how you doing, buddy? Chad, I'm assuming there's a lot of fireworks going off in your neighborhood. All right, that was question number 10. We got 5 more and then we'll count up the score. Although right now, oh, are you guys seeing a different timing on the questions? Sorry about that. And all I can do is pick the first one I see. So, and again, it's not like there's anything at stake here. We're just doing this for fun. All right, number 11. How many cases of beer are sold on the 4th of July weekend each year? A, nearly 70 million. B, about 1 million. C, nearly 1 billion. Or D, about 10 million. George Tiedemann, the answer is A. You got it, buddy. And Paul the Piper coming in a really close second. Good job, Paul. Nearly 70 million. I couldn't help but laugh at the nearly 1 billion. That's a lot of beer. Eat all the beer. You got that right, Scotty. Except for the New England Patriots, of course. Yeah, sold. It does say sold. One noggin, I think the correct answer is quite a few. All right, question number 12. What is the most popular way Americans celebrate the 4th of July? A, fireworks. B, parade. C, barbecue picnic. D, vacation. Artie's Place, C, and I'm going to give Thackeray Cornholio a honorary mention. He didn't use the letter, but they both got barbecuing, which is the correct answer. It's funny, sometimes I see things and I don't know if they're in relation to the question or if you're having another conversation. Well, Steve, I think that's what most of the billion cases of beer are going to. All right. Question number 13. Make sure I got everything straight here. Approximately what percentage of people watch a fireworks display on the 4th of July? A, 32%, B, 90%, C, 47%, D, 63%. Scotty Dashboard, the answer is D, 63%. Now, I actually have a problem with this question because it actually says what percentage of people watch a fireworks display on the 4th of July. I'm pretty certain that 63% of the world's population does not do that. But who outside of the U.S. is taking a 4th of July quiz? Or, well, some of you are, but who outside of the U.S. is giving a 4th of July quiz, I guess. All right, 2 questions left. This one's kind of funny. All right, question number 14. Why did John Hancock have the largest signature on the Declaration of Independence? A, he wanted to send a message to King George III. B, to indicate his role as president of the Continental Congress. C, that's just how he signed his name. Or D, he wanted to show dominance over the other signers. Bobby Moog, that's not correct. I'm sorry, I got the wrong answer here. Yes, I can recover. I can recover. Sorry to surprise. Paul the Piper, you got it right, buddy. You got one. Sorry about that, Bobby. I was confused. The answer is C. That's just how he signed his name, which is, I find that to be funny. According to Business Insider, comparisons of Hancock's other signatures in the same period looked as big as his signature on the Declaration of Independence. He was born that way. All right, last question. This is a little embarrassing, I think. All right. Approximately how many hot dogs do Americans eat on the 4th of July? A, 150 million. B, 1.5 billion. C, 50 million. Or D, 800,000. Bona Piper, Christian, you got the correct answer. The answer is A, 150 million. So our last two correct answers were from, I lost my pen. How could I have lost it? Oh, here it is. Our last two correct answers were from outside of the U.S., which I'm very happy about. So. All right, so see if we can pull out a winner, although I'm pretty certain I know who's going to be the winner. So Scotty, this isn't the winner, I'm just counting these up, okay? So Scotty Dashboard has 2. 1, 2, 3. Popo Piper has 5. Bobby Moog has 1. 1 Noggin has 2. Paragon Piper 1. George Tiedemann 1. Artie's Place 1. Paul the Piper 1. And Bona Piper 1. Not bad, guys, but Popo Piper took an early lead, and he would have been tough to catch, getting 1/3 of all of them right and in time. So good job, Popo. You win absolutely nothing other than our respect and admiration, which you already had. So it's really kind of a lousy deal for you. But and Big Dave declares that we're all winners, and I agree. That's a good one, Cornelio. So we have any exciting 4th of July plans out there, guys? My wife keeps asking me, so what are we going to do? What are we going to, because I'm actually taking off, so I head off today, which was just a holiday for us, and then the weekend, obviously, and then I'm taking off Monday and Tuesday as well, vacation time. So as soon as my wife understood that, she immediately started asking, well, what are we going to do? Where do you want to go? What do you want to... And the answer that keeps coming to mind is I want to do absolutely nothing. I just want to enjoy the time, but we're going to be doing something, I'm sure. Lots of eating and drinking. Yeah, there'll be some eating and drinking for sure. I know we got a couple of big steaks that we're going to be grilling. I think we're going to grill tomorrow. Texas Roadhouse Takeout. That's a good option there, Ron. Steph and Skip are doing a live. Is that tomorrow, guys? And what time? Oh, the pubs are reopening. 100 New Year's Eves in one. Yeah, Christian, she always wins. Steph Skip, let me know when your live is going to be. I'll give it a plug. Scotty, you're working on the 4th? Everett, we should tax you for that. All right, so Stephen Skip's live is going to be tomorrow noon Central Standard Time, 11 Mountain Time, and you guys can figure out what that means for you. 6 p.m. England time. Let's see, Hardcrackers 1 is telling us that the ration of rum was 1 gill. Others say the whiskey ration for Washington Truth was a half pint ration. That's a big difference. I don't know what a gill is. That's probably what I'll be doing too, George. Eating, drinking, and smoking my pipe. Jeff Babarecki. That's a good one. Like a capful? Is that what a gill is? I know what a half pint is. I just don't know what a gill is. That would be very tempting, Paragon Piper. Is that a sealed tin that you've got? He's talking about a 40-year-old 3 Nuns. Jarred last year. So have you had any of it, and was it as good as I imagined it was? Yeah, Bobby, that's a good point. You know, there's no point in saving that stuff because you're going to smoke it eventually. You might as well enjoy it now because you never know what tomorrow's going to bring. Oh man, that sounds good. All right, let's see. Boris the Piper's got a follow-up question for us that I just scrolled away. One of the signers of the Declaration of Independence was Finnish by roots. Who? A. John Rambo, B. John Morton, C. John Anderson. I'm going to go, let everybody answer, but I'm going to say B. So we got a collection of A's, B's, and C's. C seems to be the most common answer. John Morton is the answer, and that was B. So me, Big Dave, Tony 513, we got that one because we guessed. I'll tell you how I guessed that, to be honest with you. John Rambo, I just didn't think Rambo signed, and maybe I'm wrong about that. And then John Anderson, that name sounds very familiar to me. I think John Anderson is somebody else, but I can't remember who. So anyway, I picked the one name that I didn't think was somebody that didn't sign the Declaration of Independence. Boca de Boynton, good to see you. Yes, he is from Yes. That's what I was thinking of, Rod H. Thank you. Martinen was the Finnish name of his grandfather. Very interesting. Salt. Oh, there's a country John Anderson too? So a Jill really was not very much. An ounce and a half. Boy, that's put more rum than that in a drink. I got a heavy hand. Seminole Wind? So a jack is really wolf whells? Is that really true? If so, that's a really fascinating fact. So they're saying that the rhyme for Jack and Jill, that's where the Jill of rum comes from, and a Jack is 2 ounces. Cali Piper 62 is going to have a Jill at Rustica. Popo Piper Reconstruction era in the South ended under which president? Messed up. Maybe that's not the question. And I am burning through this haunted bookshop a little too quickly. Don't finish that, Scotty. Popo, did we get an answer? We're getting so Grant, Teddy Roosevelt, and Tade, are you asking me? I don't normally get nicotine kicks. So I'm not the right guy to answer that question. Pheasant plucker. Oh my goodness. Here we got the choices for the question about under which president did Reconstruction end in the South. So A, Rutherford B. Hayes, B, Lincoln, C, Grant, or D, Johnson. I'm abstaining because I really don't have an answer for this one. Yardism is correct. So the answer was A, Rutherford B. Hayes, and Yardism got it in there first. Reagan. Levi says you should never wash your denim jeans. Okay. You guys confuse me sometimes. That's all right. All right, Steph. Really? That's really cool. Townsend and Son sells Jack and Jill measurement cups. This one say brothers who made tobacco. I've seen those clay pipes from Townsend's. They're very nice, Ron. Yeah, that's Wolf Wells was referencing their YouTube channel. That's where he found out about the Jack and the Jill. I'll have to check out that channel. I didn't realize they had a YouTube channel. Life is too short for cheap cigars. Why? Paragon Piper is asking. It's a slightly different version of the nursery rhyme, Paul, but it's a good one. So do folks have channels like that? So Townsend is one that I wasn't aware of. You know, that non-pipe related YouTube channels that you regularly watch. I mean, I've got a few, and I don't watch them as much now as I used to, just because I don't really have the time. Ah, Jim, that's a good beer. Cigar City Maduro Brown Ale. Yeah, Mark's channel is great, Paragon Piper, but I'm thinking of non-pipe related channels. But yeah, I love his channel in terms of when he gets into the history and stuff. It's really cool. My Self-Reliance. Bobby, is that a channel? The Church of What's Happening Now? Beer and bourbon channels. Oh yeah, I've heard about that one noggin. So it's called My Self-Reliance. I'll have to check out the Church of What's Happening Now as well, Bobby. Thank you. Duelist 1954. All things black powder guns. That sounds cool. Scotty Koo? Don't know that one. The Ma? Petrolicious is cool if you like classic car stuff. I watch a lot of like machinist channels, that kind of thing. Yeah, I just enjoy watching other people work. It's kind of a carry-on from my my How It's Made addiction. Bourbon Night channel. Mash and Drum is a good whiskey review channel. Thank you, Skip. That sounds good. David Canterbury's channel is interesting. Not familiar with that. ADHD Whiskey. That sounds good. Bill Whittle. Commentary on the crazy stuff that's going on today. Whiskey Vault is good if you don't take your whiskey too seriously. I do not take my whiskey too seriously. Life is too short to take your whiskey too seriously. Yes, I did just knock my pipe. It's a cob. I'm allowed to do that. Nicola White Mudlarking. Is that a channel, Pipe Tree? What's it about? All right, Chad, I assume that means you're going to go eat and not that you're recommending a channel called that. Cutlery Lover. Oh, that's cool, Scotty. Yeah, have a good night, Chad. Indeed, Takia. Life is too short to take anything seriously. Massive beers. Ralphie.com is the best single malt channel. That's pretty cool. So lots of guys interested in whiskey and scotch and such. Well, I'm actually not going to do Haunted Bookshop again. Scotty Kilmer's car channel. Oh, that sounds cool. Barbecue Pit Boys. Yeah, Hardcrackers, the car channel, I used to love listening. I don't know if any of you guys, I'm sure you've heard of it. Love listening to Car Talk, and I can't tell you how many times over the years I was able to figure something out because I listened to that show. And it's crazy because if you listen to it, it's really a lot of fooling around and nonsense, but you actually do learn quite a bit. I am going to have some Briar Fox. Yeah, Skip, it was amazing how much information they could fit in there with all that fun. And all the laughs were Tommy's laugh. Tommy passed away, unfortunately, a few years ago. But his laugh was just priceless. Dan Carlini's Hardcore History. It's not off subject. That's what we're talking about right now is non-pipe channels. So that's a good one. I'll have to look into it. Good day to you, Todd. Everett's given another vote for Townsend's. Furniture Guys from Boston had a great show. Malcolm Geet. What kind of a channel is that, Steve? So I'll give you a suggestion for one of the odd ones that I watch. There's a channel called Life in Jars. And it is the strangest thing. Life in Jars is this guy, I believe he's in Germany, who Basically will like collect up rainwater and leaves and stuff and put it in a jar and seal it up, and then he'll watch it to see what lives in it, and he'll follow them over long periods of time, sometimes for a couple of years. And he's very knowledgeable about the various things that can live in these sort of little closed ecosystems. And I don't know, it just somehow is just one of those things that I get caught up in and can watch for hours and then wonder why I watched it. I also really like, if you guys have ever seen AVE, and the other guy is Big Clive, who's over in England, who basically take things apart and explain them to you with fairly good senses of humor. So he's a British author and preacher who does readings of classics. That sounds interesting, Steve. I will put that on the list. I'd make a great stoner. Where'd that come from, Bobby? Adam Ruins Everything. That was a television show I tried to watch, and I didn't like it. Hickok 45 is Firearm Review. Yeah, One Noggin, I did that too as a kid, and it just fascinated me. It's one of the reasons I'm a scientist today, in fact. Calvin's Corner 72, great channel, outdoor cooking and Indian artifact hunting. That sounds pretty cool. History on Fire with Daniele Bolelli. Zeducation gives full dottle belly laughs. Well, that's got to be good. Goon Squads do car restorations. Anyone else watches Steve 1989 MRE Info? Is this the guy that takes apart the MREs and stuff? Is that the channel you sent me, Christian, where the guy had the survival pack from like a fighter pilot, like a World War II fighter pilot or something? Watching pots of water for hours. No, that's not the same thing, Bobby. Critical Role. Philadelphia Piper, that sounds awesome. Yeah, the old military rations. That's some cool stuff. So his name was Steve 1989 MRE Info. Yeah, this guy, it's amazing. He gets these things that, the one that I'm remembering is it was a complete survival pack that you would take if you were ditching out of a plane in the Second World War. And it was just in pristine condition, and he took it apart and very carefully went through what each item was and all that, and then put it back together because he gives the stuff to museums after he finds it and examines it. But it was just really cool. Yankee Marshall Gun Guy is hilarious. Oh, and he eats the MREs, yes. Don't go down the... Okay, Mr. Akisimba, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. Rick Beto, why this song is great? Competitive eating on steroids. I watched a documentary about competitive eaters. I think it might have been called something like Gut Busters. What a strange thing that is. I mean, just to hear these guys there was a group that was kind of training together for the hot dog eating competition. But they would go to all these different competitions, and they had them on film talking to other competitive eaters, and they were like comparing notes and stuff. And you realize that this is actually this isn't just some guys showing up to see how many hot dogs they can eat. These are people that really work at this, and there's a whole circuit that they're on, and they trade tips and pointers, and it's amazing. Stuff you just don't even know exists. Epe Wolfus from Kalamazoo, Missouri. How you doing, buddy? Fornoggin does have some good stuff, Cornelia. And someone else was recently telling me about Owl's Head. That is great, Paragon Piper. He says 50 years after World War II, his uncle still used to yell at spam. Pepper Brown is a good guitar teacher on YouTube. Oh, Werner Herzog sitting down with Gorbachev. That should be good. Yeah, Ron, I haven't seen any of those, but they show up in my feed sometimes. The hip hop artists listen to classic rock stuff. They also do it the other way around. The one that keeps showing up lately is a classically trained flautist reacts to Jethro Tull. Michigan. Sorry, Epe Wolfus. As I was saying it, I was worried that it was wrong. What is worse than a cold bun, half-cooked, undressed hot dog? Takio. That sounds bad. I don't know that there's much worse than that. Chitterlings. Well, okay, Bobby. You got me there. That would be worse. I'll take the hot dog. Bob Ross, if you can't sleep. Yeah, they dunk the hot dog and bun in water so it goes down faster. This documentary, I mean, it was really disturbing. They showed they had a balloon, and they said, this is the size of a normal adult stomach, and this is what it would normally hold. And they put like 3 hot dogs in, and the balloon was like, really expanded. And then they put in the number of hot dogs that year's winner had eaten. And, the thing was just enormous. That was the year, it was really an interesting documentary. It's called Gutbusters. That was the year, so a Japanese eater won the hot dog belt at Coney Island on July 4th. And these guys wanted to win it back for the U.S. And the previous record, I'm making up the numbers, but it was close to this. The previous record was like 22 hot dogs. And the one guy had gotten himself to the point where he thought he could do 24. And, nobody had ever gone above 22. So if he could do 24, he was pretty certain he could win back this hot dog championship belt for the United States. And then the day came, and the Japanese guy that won the last time ate like 45 hot dogs. He just shot past everyone and broke the record like by nearly double. There was a lot of shocked people, and I think there was a very sick Japanese guy at the end of that. But how he did that it looked painful because he was skinny. He was a little skinny guy, and he was eating these things like crazy. It really looked painful. All right, Kilted Piper Steve, have a good one. Good luck with your contest. Kobayashi, that's right, Skip. Epibulphus, it was gross, but at the same time, it was fascinating. You know, Christian, for somebody that wasn't training, eating 14 hot dogs is pretty impressive. Destroyed toilet was replaced. All right, Meerschaum Mountaineer, thanks for stopping in. Exactly, you just couldn't look away. Hey, Smoking Kentucky Piper. Never too late. Well, you could be too late, but you're not too late. Mr. Ikasimba is suggesting assume a documentary called All Gas and No Brake. That sounds like something I'd like to watch. Hysterical and horrifying. Oh, Skip, I know that didn't end well. No pun intended. C&D Atlas Balkan in a Stanwell Dublin. Very nice Philadelphia Piper. I think the wind would be the least of his worries, Paul. So they actually did in this Ring of Fire. In this documentary, they did talk about that because there was a jalapeno eating contest, and apparently the after they finish the jalapeno eating contest, they all go and make themselves regurgitate vomit because it's just unbearable to not do that. That's the better option apparently. So, and again, this sounds really gross and disgusting, but I kept watching it thinking, my God, they've actually thought about this. They actually have a routine where they know how to deal with this. Everett's saying his grandfather hated mutton because he ate a lot of it during the war. Yeah, I've heard a lot of things like that. Woman I knew, I mean, she was in her late 80s. She passed away a couple years ago, but she told me that she had not eaten chicken from the day she got married because she had eaten so much chicken as a child. The family owned a farm. They raised chickens, and they couldn't afford anything else. Skip, that's horrible. Bird's eye chili. That does sound painful, Paul. Well, I certainly didn't think we'd be talking about this tonight. Fireworks of a different sort. Hey, Jim, thanks a lot for stopping in, buddy. Have a good evening. Paragon Piper, you still remember the exact number, huh? Oh, that's not what I wanted. All right, Skip, have a good one. Skip and Steph, thanks for stopping in. We'll see you tomorrow. That's great, Smoking Kentucky Piper. Oh, thank you, Epi Wolfus. This is, oh yeah, I didn't tell you what it was, did I? This is some Briar Fox from Cornell and Deal. And this is actually one of the first cobs that I did any modification on. I don't know if you can see, there's like a little copper band on there. But I hollowed it out and mudded it and all that kind of stuff. Oh, let's see. Wow. I was actually only thinking we'd go to 9 tonight, and it's already almost 20 after. Well, you know what they say. Time flies. Big Dave wants to know the most bowls that I've smoked in one day. I don't know, Dave. I don't count. I mean, I smoke a lot. So, I don't know. It's probably going to be 12 or so. Mr. Ikasimba, how would I fix a cracked shank? I would not use Gorilla Glue. That stuff is terrible. I mean, it's very strong, but it foams up, and it's. I would use super glue, but I would also put a band on it. The glue alone is not likely gonna hold it if it cracked. Yeah, I mean, it's just, well, I had 3 bowls just sitting here talking to you guys. I had 2 this morning when I was sitting out back drinking coffee before I really got the day going. Probably had 3 or 4 when I was down here during the day doing some work, and then the spider showed up. So what's that? Where's that put me? That's 6, 7, 8. So that'd be 9. Is it okay to ream a cob? Yeah, I've reamed them. Really, Christian? That is hilarious. Cornholio, are you asking about the Cardinals that were nesting in my yard? Or the Cardinals, the baseball team? Or the Cardinals of the church? I'll assume it's the Cardinals nesting in the yard. They're done. They took off. The little one took flight, and I haven't seen them since. I mean, there's Cardinals around the yard, but I can't identify the 2 that were nesting. Yeah, the nest is vacant, but a friend of mine said that they tend to return to the same nest each year, so I'm just leaving it in place. It's not hurting anything in the middle of a rose bush. So we'll see what happens. Speaking of nesting, I've got a sorry, chair's squeaking a bit. Yes, go Redbirds. I've got something nesting in my vegetable garden. And that is a good one, Bobby. I don't know what happened. So a hole appeared, and I was annoyed because whatever dug the hole threw a bunch of dirt on top of some of the younger plants and stuff. So I had to clean them off and all. But I left the hole just because I was curious to see what would happen. And now there's like a plug of grass in the hole. And I know that it's been brought in there because there's no grass growing in the vegetable garden like this. So something went and gathered up this grass and like plugged this hole with it. I have no idea what it is. I'm keeping an eye on it though. All right, so Bobby Moog is asking, who can name a cardinal sin? Yes, Mr. Ikasimba, I do. Greed, murder. Paul's reeling off the cardinal sins here. Yes, Scotty. Sloth. The problem is you're naming the 7 deadly vices. Well, not murder. Loading your pipe upside down. That should be a winner. Yeah, lust, sloth, and vanity are vices, not sins. Greed as well. Man, do we need sports back? You got that right. Let's see. I don't know if Bobby's gonna list them for us, but oh, what? You know, why can't I just get a list? Somebody wants to know what are the 7. My goodness. Oh, here we go. Forgetting to tamp, blasphemy. Banana keet nests in my yard. Enjoy watching it. I don't know what that is, Ochoita. Adultery. Taking back to sister when you're a student. Yes. At least it was treated like one. Having a tin of unopened rustica in your home. I thought just buying rustica was a cardinal sin, Steve. So the 7. So I have to apologize. I thought there was a difference between the 7 deadly sins and the 7. I'm sorry, the 7 deadly. Now I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. Calling the patch cheaters. No, that's just telling the truth. Yeah, so deadly sins and cardinal sins are synonymous, and that's where I was getting confused. I thought there were 7 deadly vices as well. Anyway, according to the standard list, they are pride, greed, wrath, envy, lust, gluttony, and sloth. These are also contrary to the 7 heavenly virtues. Should we look up the 7 heavenly virtues just to sort of keep things balanced? Oh, Tony, that is an awful joke. All right, so this is interesting that they're sort of opposing one another. So lust is the sin, and chastity or purity is the virtue. Gluttony is the sin, and temperance or self-restraint is the virtue. Greed is the sin, and charity or giving is the virtue. Sloth is the sin, laziness, idleness. Diligence is the virtue, zeal, integrity, and labor. Wrath is the sin, forgiveness is the virtue. Envy is the sin, kindness is the virtue. And pride is the sin, and humility is the virtue. There we go. Yeah, then there's the fruits of the Spirit too. I don't want to turn this into a into a catechism class. I think you got him, Paul. No, murder is not that's a capital offense. And murder, of course, violates a commandment, but these are considered the deadly sins. I'm just looking to see if there's a quick explanation for why they're considered deadly. I think these are, the way I'm remembering it at least, is these are sort of gateways. So murder, you've already gone over the edge. Why are you guys coming to visit me, Steve and Everett? What did I do? People in the Middle Ages did know something, yes. White Collar Sideshow. Christian Industrial Metal Band. Huh. Yeah, Cornholio, we're going to avoid that. Yeah, pineapple on pizza should definitely be on the list. And Paul is going to do confessions. All right, before we get completely sacrilegious, or before we start talking about jalapenos again, I think I'm going to tie up here. I hope you all have a, yeah, it's done pretty much anyway. Hope you all have a great 4th of July weekend. If you don't celebrate the 4th of July, have a great weekend. Next week, we have, I looked it up so that I would not forget. Next week we have Daniel Tobias joining us. Daniel is one of our viewers and commenters from Israel. So that should be a really interesting chat. I'm looking forward to getting to know Daniel a bit better. I will try to do a video on Sunday. Can't guarantee it because I don't know what we've got in store for the holiday weekend, but we will see how that goes. And if not, I'll catch you next week. So have a good one, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining me tonight. Bye now.